What's up, Catamount Nation?
All right, back at it. Let's do this thing. So, been gone for a few weeks.
6 years.
Yeah, forever. Got a lot to go over, so we're gonna have to like speed it through because we got to do a Green Hope, Apex, and Wake Prep to get to. So first thing, Cedar Ridge duel. What'd you think?
I think it went well. I'm very proud of myself. I've gotten this whole playing with the lineup thing down pat. Shout out to Coach McCary for teaching me some tricks. But I think it went well. The kids wrestled well. The kids wrestled pretty well, and you know, some of the kids that we thought would be tough matches ended up pulling it out, and you know, the matches we thought we'd probably lose, you know, happened. But overall, I think as a team, both teams wrestled well. The girls absolutely dominated Cedar Ridge as well. So
Yeah, the girls wasn't very many matches because they don't have a big girls team, but do want to shout out to real quick Maddie and Jaya. Maddie, I think, got her first tech fall of the season, and then Jaya didn't have a girl at her weight class, and there's a girl above her weight class that was like 15-1 or something. And I asked her, I was like, hey, do you want to bump up and wrestle this chick? She's good. And without hesitation was like, yep, let's do it. Like, all right. And so she went out there and pinned her. So
yeah,
pretty sick. But guys wrestled great too. Yeah, Cedar Ridge, we said it last podcast, but they're one of those like good teams to put on your schedule to kind of see where you're at, because you know they're always going to be tough. If you can go in there and get a win, you know you're doing pretty good. And you know, we won what, 48-34.
yeah.
We're missing a couple of guys in that duel too, so you know, but you know, they're always really tough. So some good matches. We didn't get the couple that we really wanted to see, but
It happens.
yeah, it happens. So
Moving on to immediately after Cedar Ridge, we went to Smoky Mountain. This was the pre-Christmas tournament or pre-holiday tournament. Again, I think overall as a team, everyone wrestled pretty well. That, you know, they decided to run 4 rounds of consolations on the first day, which kind of ended the weekend for some people.
a lot of them.
But we did have at least 7 or 8 guys come back the second day and still be able to wrestle.
I thought the guys looked really good. Yeah, I mean, like what we have, Jesse, Jackson, and Sebastian all in the finals.
Yeah.
Sebastian teched his way through Smoky Mountain, which is insane. Kid he hit in the finals. Allegheny kid, we've seen several times, you know, throughout the summer, and like I don't really know the landscape of 1A, but like if he wins state at 1A, I'm not surprised. And Sebastian teched him either in the first period or maybe the beginning of the second. So yeah, it was impressive. Like a heavyweight teching his way through a tournament is insane, especially when it's one of the best tournaments in the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse looked awesome. Jackson looked awesome. Both of them just
Keep running into
just random buzzsaws in the finals. But you know, the fact that Robbinsville kid is at 106 now is insane, because he was giant at 113. He was way bigger than Jesse. He's at 106 now. So
2 pounds making a big difference for a lot of kids. But yeah, I feel like Jesse and Jackson is just like they're right there knocking on the door.
Yeah, for sure.
Making it to finals of most tournaments and running into guys that are just like different level. But
yeah,
they keep putting in the work, we'll eventually get there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right there, every single tournament. Like you can count on Jesse or Jackson to be, you know, top 4, top 3, every single tournament. Girls wrestled awesome. We were missing, I think, 4 starters actually at Smoky Mountain, and got second place to Swain County. I think we had 5 in the finals.
Yeah.
Right, 5 in the finals, 3 won, and then we had Jai got 4th, Alina got 5th, K-Shell got 6th.
Yeah.
So champs at Smoky Mountain were Sophia, Kelsey, and Priscilla, and then Ava and Giselle got 2nd. It was honestly a really great showing. Sophia got MOW, so been looking for one of those for a while, and that was, you know, it was impressive. I think she teched everybody all the way to the finals.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
I think she teched everyone.
Maybe. Who knows? A lot of techs and a lot of pins at this point. But she looked great. Kelsey just, I mean, nobody can take her down. I don't understand.
Well, there was one person.
Yeah, well, one person took her down a lot. I'll talk about that in a minute. But And Priscilla, Priscilla also, she definitely teched everybody on her way. No, I'm wrong. I'm thinking Tiger. Never mind. But Priscilla got a tech in the finals at Smoky Mountain. So super impressive. I thought they looked really great overall. And it's a great, overall, like guys and girls, it's a great tournament because you get to wrestle in this giant arena and it kind of mimics the state tournament. So really fun weekend. Yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah. Moving on to Tiger. Jesus, I'm like dying from something right now. But Tiger Holiday Classic. Again, for the guy, Sebastian, I'm pretty sure he got 2 techs and 2 pins.
Yep.
In the semifinals, he wrestled Joseph Hunt, kid from our region.
It's always been a tough match over the year. We wrestled him so many times the past like 3 years.
And I think we're all on the same page. That's just like they wrestled each other at App State, and Joseph Hunt beat him like 2 years ago, and since then it's been like a mental game. But I don't think like during the high school season, Joseph was beating him.
Oh, I mean, and like he's good. Like no shade or nothing, but like he's good. But like Sebastian's on a completely different level now. And I think like you said, that's just kind of a mental one. Like he pinned him, but like it was closer than it should have been before. And I think that's just you grow up wrestling a guy all the time, and you have close matches for years, and then you kind of I don't know. Your mind doesn't want to believe that you're at a different level when you wrestle him. But then he gets to finals, takes out the Great Ridge, defending state champ, and dominated that kid.
Yeah,
like dominated. It was impressive. I think that was the best I've ever seen them wrestle that tournament.
I think back-to-back weekends. I said it at practice. Like this summer, I watched him wrestle at high school nationals and a few other tournaments, and I thought that was the best I'd seen him wrestle. And the past month, I think he's elevated his game and learned how to play the heavyweight game, but also learned how to wrestle like we all fell in love with. Sebastian wrestles like he's 113 pounds, and you're gonna have to be able to do both. Also for Tiger, Jesse placed 4th. On the front side, he lost to a White Oak kid, and then beat him on the backside, which, as a coach, sometimes you gotta,
Kid got like 3rd or 4th in the state tournament last year. Like, he's good. And honestly, we should have beat him on the front side. Just, he didn't listen to us.
No.
He didn't listen to us.
He listened the second time.
He did. What happened?
But no, honestly, for the guys, I feel like the Tiger, like, don't judge me for what I'm about to say, but I think that tournament's tougher than our state tournament.
It's depending on the weight, some of them are.
Like Art Jackson, for example, like he's been teching everybody all year, knocking off some kids that are ranked above him, and his quarterfinals match, he runs into the kid from, I can't remember the kid's name, but he's like number 13 on floor right now at
from Virginia?
No,
or no,
from
Tennessee.
It's like, imagine like,
oh my God, that
your
kid was so
quarterfinals
nasty.
match.
That kid was nasty.
But there was multiple, matches that weekend where like for North Carolina, that was a glimpse at, state finals, state semifinals matches. So it was a pretty tough tournament.
I mean, put it in perspective, like I said, like I've told you, but like a couple years ago when I was at Carborough, I had a kid that placed 4th in the state tournament and he didn't place the Tiger. So yeah, like it's insane. But yeah, I mean, I thought Jackson wrestled great. And honestly, on the backside, that match that he lost, to put him out, like that kid from Davies really good. I mean, it was a good match. He was coming back. He just didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
So, but the rest, it was Tiger. So, girls, it's kind of the same thing. It was a tough tournament. We had several out, and I think 2 in the finals. Priscilla won it. Kelsey got 2nd. Kelsey's 2nd place it's as good as the 1st place finish, honestly. It's you run into Sumaya from Jack Britt is one of the pound-for-pound best girls in the state, and that's kind of one of those, like, as a coach, you guys like look at each other and you're like, hey, if she makes the finals, like, she basically won. But yeah, she got
basically won. Is crazy.
She got tech smashed in the finals, and it just, there are levels to this game, and Sumaya's multiple levels above where we're at right now. But Kelsey's tearing it up this year. She's been in the finals at like almost every tournament. So, and
honestly, it's like, obviously give respect to some of the girls that have been wrestling for a while. But like, to be a 1st-year wrestler, and she's practically made it to the finals of
almost all of them.
tournament she's been in, that's something to be proud of. You're just going to run into some kids.
It's crazy.
So
Doesn't happen to everybody. You don't just fall into that. So she's killing it. Giselle got 4th. Alicia got 4th. And yeah, I mean, just real quick about Priscilla, like, you know, 2 of the hardest tournaments in the state are Smoky Mountain and the Tiger. And last year she went 0-2 at both of them. And then this year comes back and wins both of them.
yeah,
Gets a tech in the finals at Smoky Mountain, teched her way to the finals at Tiger, and was going to tech the girl, but then things got a little squirrely and decided to end it. I mean, just absolutely insane turnaround. You had one job. Close the door, please. Good Lord.
How many stairs do you think's in the school?
We're going to find out.
We're going to find out tomorrow.
But, I mean, yeah, overall Tiger, you know, it's a really tough tournament. I think the girls got like 4th, 5th, something like that. You got something. But again, you know, we were missing a whole lot of people on both teams in that tournament. So, going to Wakefield, I don't even want to talk about this one.
It was terrible. I mean, we had multiple kids on the podium, but like overall as a team, I think that probably was our worst weekend.
Well, I like to say, like, every single year, every wrestler, individually, every wrestler is going to have a bad weekend. You're going to have a bad weekend, a bad, you know, duel, whatever, right? Every single wrestler on our team decided last weekend was that weekend. And so it was rough.
I was out of town for work looking on track, and I'm like, this is not happening right now.
I mean, there's only really 2 that, like, I would say it wasn't a bad week. It was like they wrestled good, and that was Learberg and Jaya. Learberg got 3rd, first time on the podium. I think ever, at a varsity tournament at least.
Yeah.
And he killed it. And then Jaya, you know, that's another one of those where you, on the front side, you hit a girl that's, you know, she's been doing this for a long time, and, you know, you're not going to win that match. She wrestled her great, though. And then on the backside, comes back, 3rd place match, she was losing by 6, I think. Literally losing by 6 with like 30 seconds left, and headlocked the girl to her back, and then got the full count and won by 1. So that was, you know, impressive. But overall, Jackson got 2nd, Jesse and Learberg got 3rd, and then Giselle and Jaya got 3rd.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's one of those weekends to forget. Hopefully everybody got it out of their system and we're good. So
hopefully.
Yeah.
I was watching Jackson's finals match on FaceTime, and I just put my phone down and went back to work.
After the girls' semifinal match, I think we had like 5 or 6 in the semis, and they all lost. I think it's the first time in program history that the girls did not have a finalist. I called Irving after the semis, and I was like, dude, I think I'm in some kind of weird Twilight Zone. Like, I don't understand what just happened. Yeah, it was crazy. But, you know, again, like, you can't be upset. Like, everybody has a bad day, and it just,
yeah.
I mean, maybe it's a good thing it all happened at once. So
get it out of the way. You don't want to happen again at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, you know, we have to finish up our conference matches, but, like, when it comes to the weekends, we don't have any more weekends to have that day. So.
No. I mean, the girls, like, you know, we're canceled this weekend because of weather. So the girls are in postseason now. The guys might have one next weekend, or we might be in postseason with them too. But a couple other things I wanted to hit on before we switch over to our special guest is we did have some records broken. I'm trying to remember these off the top of my head, so correct me if I'm wrong. But they were the exact same records for both the guys and the girls.
Yeah.
The guys, consecutive wins. So most wins in a row. Sebastian is now at 25-0. So 25 in a row, beat the previous record of 23. And then same record on the other side for the girls. Priscilla, 12 in a row. Rhea had it last year at 10 in a row. So those records, and then the tech record. So last year, most techs on the girls team was Sophia with 3, and she broke her own record this year. She's currently at 9. So obviously a lot of these records are still counting, but, you know, we'd like to recognize them. And then on the guys' side, Jackson beat Jesse had the tech record at 9 last year, and Jackson is currently at 11. So that's awesome. It's good to see Jackson get in the record books, because, you know, the kid's had a tough career. You know, started off freshman year blood round at Region, and then hurt 2 years in a row. And I would have really loved to see him wrestle the last 2 years and see what he could have done. But, we get him for one final run, and he's ranked number 4 in the state right now. He's killing it. So I'm really, really happy to see him put his names in the book because he deserves it.
Yeah. Your coffee is very strong. You make you smell it.
I'm keeping my comments to myself.
Jesus.
But
They're so appropriate.
But yeah, I mean, I think overall holidays are really good. Looking forward to the postseason. A lot of people are really rounding into form. Just got to make sure that we, clean up some injuries and get healed up. But looking forward to Green Hope for the guys tonight and Apex for the girls tonight. Got some revenge on our mind for sure, and hopefully we don't see too many ducks out tonight.
Oh god. I thought we were gonna make it through without the comments.
No.
Jesus.
All right.
All right.
Got anything else?
No, I think that's it. I have some exciting news. Are we like on break or are we just
Special guest.
All right, we'll be back. Are you ready? All right. We're welcoming Jesse Farnsworth to the podcast.
Yes.
It's about some time you get some shine since you've been living in your brother's shadows for
Yeah.
all your life.
I had to retire his green shoes that he gave me.
But looking back on the season, like, how do you think you're doing? How do you think the team's doing?
I think overall, I'm doing a lot better than I did last year. Obviously, I went 41-12 last year, so going 30-9 halfway through the season is kind of a big, doing good for me. Beating a lot of top, highly ranked kids and a lot of tournaments has been really good for me. Making it to the finals.
Yeah.
I think the team's overall doing really good. I think this year we'll definitely make it to a good couple rounds into the state duels. If certain kids win their matches and
Certain kids like
me, Muma can finally wrestle.
Oh my God.
Sebastian, Alejandro, Jackson. Hopefully Joey will get us a good 120 win. So.
I think as a coaching staff, we've seen a lot of changes in your wrestling, and obviously last year you had a good season, lost in the blood round the region tournament, but what things have you specifically changed in yourself to see the success you've had this year?
I know last year I had a really good conditioning, but most of the things I've been working on is just my technique. Over the summer, I went to almost everything I could, and been working it with my brother. Went to the Oklahoma duels, went to the NC State team camp, but I've just been really working in on a lot of my technique, so I can really. I really struggle with bottom, and when kids would throw in legs, I almost couldn't get out, but now I can somewhat get out, and somewhat had a rough weekend with that one, but overall I've just been honing my technique, and my conditioning's gotten a bit better. I run every single day, after practice, after tournaments, after matches, I'll go home and run, keep that up. And
Nice.
yeah.
Well, funny story I'll tell about Jesse. Last year, Jesse was a captain, and Jesse also was a black shirt on our team. And I think he made it through 3/4 of the season as a black shirt, and he finished the season as a captain. And, Jesse was a sophomore last year, and he was very good on the mat, but, sometimes age gets to you and get a little bit of discipline. So he took away his black shirt and, gave him very specific things to do from his coaching staff and his family, just things so he can mature off the mat. And I think we've been very tough on him on purpose, and not allowing him to slack at all. Jesse's a kid that can win state titles. Jesse's a kid that can wrestle in college, and when you see that as a coaching staff, honestly, your expectation kind of increases. So we do have some exciting news with Jesse. He has earned his black shirts back from our program, finally. So yeah, congrats. How you feeling?
I feel great. I'm very excited that I got my black shirt back. Ever since it got taken away, it kind of set something kind of reminded myself that, you know, I can't be the little kid that I was in middle school or elementary school. Once I got to high school, I really had to start maturing a little bit, and, you know, that's what I've been working on this whole season and been wanting to get it back. So this feels really good.
Nice. Well, congrats. We'll try not to take 6 weeks to record the next episode. And wish us luck tonight against Apex and Green Hope and Wake Prep. Also, I think our girls, you know, fact check me on Monday, but if our girls win the 2 duels tonight, that kind of locks up conference champs for them, so that's pretty exciting. Hopefully I'm not jinxing us, but I'm pretty confident in that. So we're signing off.
See you, Catamount Nation.